What's up, you guys? Welcome. This is Self Care with Brod. I'm Broderick Hunter. I gotta stop saying welcome back because I always be going MIA for quite some time, and then I just pop back in and say, "Hey, you guys, what's up?" And I feel like it's just proper for me to just say hello at this point because I've been so inconsistent. But I come to realize that a lot of you guys aren't really familiar with my life exactly because some of you just know me from YouTube and the self-care tutorials. But I'm a working actor and a model. I have been doing it for over 10 years now, and it has played but such a big part in my career, and that's kind of the reason why I'm like making a lot of self-care content, was because I had to teach myself a lot of things in terms of skincare and hair care, because I was always working with people who didn't know how to do my hair or makeup or anything like that. So I've always had to take my hair and skincare very seriously, and also learning how to do it myself. So that's a large reason why that I'm making these videos. So with that being said, the month of January was absolutely insane. I had to do a lot of groundwork because I have a movie coming out and I have another one coming out later on in the year, and I've been having to composite a lot of press stuff. I've also still been shooting, so it's been really hard for me to continuously make these videos. And also, while I still try to cut my hair from time to time, it's a little tedious to do the self-care tutorials because I gotta set up the camera, make sure the lighting's right, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of work, but I take you guys very seriously, and I thank you guys for continuously to subscribe to me and continuously showing love and support with the views and comments. I promise you I'm not neglecting you. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So without further ado, I'm gonna do a video today that's been requested since last year. I know, stupid me, I should have done this a long time ago, but we're gonna do an in-depth lineup tutorial. I've already faded my hair, and I'm just gonna do the lineup and the beard. I know you guys have requested a intensive step-by-step new fade tutorial, and that is on the way, but I had to fade my hair relatively quick because I had to do a shoot, and I promise you the fade tutorial is coming. So I intentionally did not do my lineup yet, so I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do a lineup and get it nice and crisp, and show you guys the do's and don'ts with this particular process. Okay, so before we get started, I want to let you guys know if you guys have any ideas or videos to request, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also comment on this YouTube video right down there. I always respond, or I try to at least. And yeah, so don't feel just secluded to the YouTube comments. You guys, I got all the social media platforms, and I enjoy engaging with everybody on them. So come get a taste of what we got. For this tutorial, what you're going to need is a comb, trimmers, gamma hitters, and these are probably become one of my favorite trimmers to this date. And you're gonna need a brush and a standard pair of scissors. These are 6 inches, but you also want to get the scissors with this little, with the thin part right here, because it just helps with getting like the little hairs and stuff. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use all these tools efficiently and effectively throughout this tutorial. A self-cut system mirror here. This is a 3 mirror, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave the order link in the bio so you guys can purchase this. It's a really good tool and a really great system that I've been using for years that has helped me see all angles of my hair no matter where I go, and I can travel with it. It's really dope. What we're gonna do is we're gonna line it up and fade it into the beard right here. If you don't have a beard, that's fine. You could just focus on the steps that we're talking about, the lineup. The main objective is to make sure that the corners and the edge is even to where it becomes a straight line. There's a huge problem with understanding people's texture, and sometimes you end up cutting too far up or too far down. My main method when I'm doing a lineup is that I only cut where you can see the end point, and at this point it's gonna be like about right here, and then it kind of starts to fade out right there, and it comes down over here, and then even when we get to the beard, you're gonna see that there's certain dark spots right here that I want to keep, and the lighter spots that I don't want to take all the way off, but just enough to where it blends back into the dark. So sounds complex, but it's actually much easier than it looks. Right now, I have my lineup where it's kind of going this. The one thing you want to do when you identify that your natural lineup is having like a natural slant, you want to make sure that the first thing you do is comb out all parts of your hair in all directions. If you have waves, only kind of focus on the front. You don't want to distract your wave pattern. I personally don't have waves, so I'm just really combing out the front in all directions. And this is kind of just like more of a prep process. So now that I have done that, the next thing I'm gonna do is take my scissors and lightly just clip the ends of the dark areas. I'm avoiding the light areas because right here it's already kind of light, and everybody's hairline is different. Mine tends to thin out on this side, even though it's kind of like full. This side tends to grow a little more thick. So I'm only gonna focus on the dark sides. And then if you have a beard, do the same thing, only focus on just clipping like the lighter areas into the dark, as again, we're not exactly cutting, we're more so trimming, and it's like kind of a prep. And you do this process regardless of if you have a fade or not. This is just a prominent process. This is kind of just a prerequisite process, whether you have long hair, short hair, you always want to clip the ends before you fade. You need to, after you do that, you identify where your hair is growing and what direction it's growing. On this side in particular, my hair tends to go downward, and then, but also, you can see just a little bit of light hair right there. I don't want to take my lineup into over here. So I'm going to take it in just enough to about right there, to where the hair, it can still grow back in, but it's also, that's just baby hair. Right about there, where the dark and the light meet, is where I want to focus on cutting. And then also when I get down to the lineup, I just want to take it down all the way to here, and then we're gonna get the beard. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, so you kind of see how I just did that right there. Now my hair, it starts to kind of blend and get in about right here, all the way down to right here. So I'm gonna basically go like about 1 inch above my eyebrow and just come up. The key thing with getting the front right here is you don't want to cut too much into your actual hairline. You kind of just actually want to get the baby hair, and then everything will just meet right back up organically, and you won't have to go all the way into your lineup. That's a common problem a lot of barbers do. They dig into your natural hairline to where when it grows back, it ends up looking all sloppy, and that's the thing you want to do. So to avoid all that, you just want to get the main baby hair and all the thinner hair that's already there, so when your hair grows back, it already has something else to work with. Okay, so notice how when I did my lineup, I didn't go all the way over here just yet. I'm only focusing on this side right now because you want to work one side at a time. If you go in trying to do everything at once, everything's gonna kind of get disproportionate. So right now, I just got into my the stragglers, my baby hairs on this side. I'm gonna blend this part in with the scissors in a second, and then I'm just gonna lightly try to work right here. There's a little bit after the lineup that still needs fading. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my scissor and comb and just get the stragglers. What this does, it prevents you from creating a new line, and then it also blends into your already existing line. If you have a fade like myself, go in and take a clipper, snap on that one guard, and then just work that blend in. Now that I left that part, the lineup natural, we can actually go back in and get the remainder of the baby hair to where it'll give us a much more prominent line. And now we can get the rest of the stragglers. We have just lined up that side. And now we can start working with the beard. If you do have a beard and you're trying to line it up, the best thing you want to do is see what direction your beard is going. Sometimes your beard might go this way on one side of your face, sometimes it might go this way. In my case, my beard goes this way. On this side it goes like this. So I'm actually going to prep my beard by combing it out in the direction that it grows. And then I'm going to take my trimmer and only work lightly along where the dark area is, but about slightly up to where you're not, again, where you're not cutting all the way into your actual beard. You want it to grow in naturally. So I'm gonna start from top to bottom, and we're gonna go in a C form. So now when we get to the back, you make sure you want to get the stragglers and then kind of comb the back part out and just go right along your jawline. Don't go up here, don't go down there. Go lightly around your jawline. Okay, so now I switched the camera over to my right side. So again, we're gonna identify, see over here, we already got this all done, it's all lined up. Right here now, you obviously see that there are stragglers and there's hair, baby hair poking out, hair that's growing back in. We don't want to work too far into that. All we want to do is get very, very bare minimal to where we can still work around it and fade it just like we did on this side. So when we line it up, it'll be prominent, it'll be natural, and then it'll be easier to work with once your hair does start growing back in. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb out that side, and I'm going to just lightly start working around the front right here to the side. But I'm going to start on this side, and then I'm going to come up. This side, my hair grows this direction. It goes downward in this way. On this side, it goes forward. So when I'm cutting, I'm only going to angle my clipper in the direction where it's getting all the stragglers, because since it's going this way, I want to angle my clipper this way. When it was going this way over here, I was more so going up and down because my hair was going up and down. So always know what direction your hair is growing in order for you to do your lineup properly. Prepped it from the front is because this now allows us to see where the hair is naturally growing, to where you're not having to go into your hairline naturally by accident. It's the process already done. So that's why I always do the scissor method before I do any lineup. But yeah, this is almost done. I'm just lightly getting these little stragglers. I'm combing as I'm going, that way I can get any loose ends that I might have missed. Just going to get the stragglers on the side. So is now that we've done the front, now we're just gonna get the side. You already kind of see where it's where the direction is going forward. So I'm just going to lightly get those little loose dark ends right there. And again, work that C. Now I can start the beard process again. For blending, so I'm gonna take my scissors again. And sometimes you can use the clipper over comb, but if it's just like little minute places, you can just use the front part of your scissors and clip it in. My method to lineups is I like to keep things as natural as possible. I don't like to go all the way in and make everything so super duper sharp, because when you do that, it just grows in kind of ugly, and we don't need that. And this is just as important as the top. So when you're working on your bottom part of your beard, you just want to go along the jaw up and only get the stragglers. You can use, if you don't have a 3-sting mirror, you can actually use a handheld mirror and you'll be able to see as well. But it's quite simple. You don't want to go all the way up, all the way down. You just kind of want to keep it along your Adam's apple. And just trace along that natural line. Our final steps now, I'm going to just get along my mustache, just a tad, with the trimmer. Okay, so now let me take my gloves off. We are done with the cut process. Now, the best and most important part you do after any lineup, you do your treatment. And my main product that I use after my treatment is Seabreeze. You can get it from Sally's or any beauty supply store. It cleans out your pores and treats your skin after you cut it. A little bit of Seabreeze, put it onto a cotton pad, about 1 ounce. We're just gonna go along. It's gonna tingle a little bit. It's gonna feel great. It smells great too. Usually sometimes I'll do a straight razor and go along my lineup and stuff like that. But I kind of didn't really want to do that. But if you guys do want to know how to use a straight razor for your lineup and get it like really like crisp and stuff, leave a comment under the video and I will be more than happy to show you. After the astringent, I use 24 aftershave. It has eucalyptus, spearmint, a lot of vitamins. People wonder how I keep all this right here healthy. It's because I always put this on after. It's really good. You guys can order it in my description. There is a link to my solar store. Got some Uncle Jimmy's beard softener. Gonna throw this in there real quick. Okay, so that is how I do the lineups, you guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any other suggestions, any comments, questions, concerns, again, leave them in the comment box. DM me on Instagram, Twitter. I try to respond to everything. Thank you guys for the love and support. Stay tuned for my movies that I have coming out. I have a lot of exciting projects, but I also look forward to creating more content for you guys. And let's just keep the self-care love going, you guys. Much love, blessings, and success to you guys in all 2020. Peace.